Breaking news! Something happened during Ravens training camp that fans are still trying to wrap their heads around. It involves none other than Lamar Jackson, and it's left the entire fan base anxious, confused, and honestly, still searching for answers. What started off looking like a minor incident quickly turned into one of the most puzzling and potentially alarming moments of the offseason. But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens," down below. Now let's get straight into it. The Ravens' biggest injury scare of the offseason didn't come from a second-string player or someone fighting for a roster spot. It came from the face of the franchise, Lamar Jackson. The moment came during a routine practice session, but what followed has been anything but routine. According to a report from Jeff Zrebiec, Lamar left practice approximately 40 minutes early, walking off the field with strength and conditioning coach Scott Elliott by his side, along with team doctors trailing closely. Now, that alone is enough to make anyone uneasy. But it's what came next that's been fueling speculation ever since. Apparently, Lamar was knocked down while making a throw, an unusual and unsettling sight. While he initially stayed in the session for a few plays, it was clear something was off. Witnesses noticed him flexing his hand and wrist, signs that he might have landed awkwardly or worse, tweaked something critical. And if you're a Ravens fan, you know everything, absolutely everything, revolves around Lamar. His mobility, his creativity, his ability to make something out of nothing, it all starts with a healthy Lamar Jackson. Naturally, the initial reports triggered panic. But just as quickly as the concern erupted, a team spokesperson stepped in to cool things down. According to the official statement, Lamar was fine and had simply gotten his foot stepped on. Case closed, right? Not exactly. That's where this story takes a turn. The problem is, the accounts don't add up. The eyewitness accounts say Lamar was knocked down making a throw, but no one seems to know who knocked him down. No one saw it. He throws the ball, all eyes track the pass, and the next thing anyone knows, Lamar's being helped up by Ronnie Stanley. Then, he stays in for a bit, throws a few more passes, but those throws, off, wildly inaccurate. According to Cordell Woodland, he missed a wide-open Keaton Mitchell in the flat. And then the moment that froze fans' blood, Lamar, visibly frustrated, slams his helmet down and walks off the field with trainers. It was no longer just speculation, it was visible frustration and discomfort. And while the team spokesperson insists this is just a minor incident, fans are left with far too many questions. If it really was just a foot being stepped on, why the flexing of the wrist? Why the poor accuracy afterward? Why the helmet slam? Why did he leave practice with medical personnel? And if things weren't already cloudy enough, enter wide receiver Tylan Wallace. At the podium, Wallace was asked about Lamar's early exit, and his answer raised even more eyebrows. He admitted he didn't see what happened but noted Lamar was gone and added that they were keeping him in our prayers. Now, think about that phrase for a second. Keeping him in our prayers doesn't exactly sound like something you say for a foot being stepped on. It sounds heavier, more serious. And that's what's bothering everyone. Then, just when fans started clinging to any shred of positivity, the Ravens official site posted an article recapping practice. The story echoed the spokesperson's line, Lamar had his foot stepped on and is fine. But even their write-up included odd details. It said Lamar left the field accompanied by not just one, but multiple medical staff, including Chief Medical Officer Andrew Tucker and Head Athletic Trainer Adrian Dixon. That's not the kind of send-off you get for a stubbed toe or a minor misstep. Offensive coordinator Todd Monken admitted he didn't see what happened, and Tylan Wallace, again, was in the dark. The whole thing? Still extremely vague. Too vague. It left fans, myself included, asking the same question. Why can't we get a straight answer? Why is everything so murky? Why hasn't anyone confirmed what exactly happened? Then we had a small, almost humorous glimmer of reassurance. Marlon Humphrey's ghostwriter, yes, apparently Humphrey as someone who tweets for him, responded to a fan who asked about Lamar. The ghostwriter replied, "He's doing great, but that's the thing, we don't want words. We don't want statements. We want to see Lamar back on that field, helmet on, slinging the ball like nothing ever happened. Until we see that with our own eyes, no amount of he's doing fine is going to quiet the anxiety. Because here's the truth, this team is built around Lamar Jackson. Every part of the offense flows through him. The chemistry, the pace, the unpredictability, none of it works without number 8 at full capacity. So even the slightest sign of injury, even the smallest hesitation, sends shockwaves through the entire fan base. And while we all want to believe that everything is fine, the way this entire incident has played out leaves more questions than answers. Whatever happened that day, one thing is crystal clear, Lamar Jackson didn't look like Lamar Jackson after it. And that should make any Ravens fan pause. This is a player who has taken countless hits in real games, bounced right back up, and kept going. He's been sacked, dragged down, scrambled on broken plays, and kept delivering. So for him to be visibly rattled in practice, to the point of walking off, slamming his helmet, and needing multiple trainers, isn't something you brush off. What's more concerning is how the coaching staff and even teammates seemed genuinely unaware or detached from the incident. Offensive coordinator Todd Monken didn't see what happened. Tylan Wallace noticed Lamar was gone but assumed it was just a rest day. Nobody seems to have clarity. That level of uncertainty within the organization itself only fuels fans' worst fears. If they don't know, or won't say, what really happened, what does that say about the situation? Then there's the practice performance after the fall. Cordell Woodland observed that Lamar's throws were significantly off target, inaccurate, not just one or two bad throws. He missed an open Keaton Mitchell in the flats, something Lamar doesn't do unless something is off physically. These aren't mistakes from a guy who's fine. These are the signs of someone dealing with pain, discomfort, or possibly something more serious that he's trying to play through. And let's not forget that Lamar is the type of player who doesn't like to sit out unless he absolutely has to. He's not the kind to exaggerate. So when he chooses to walk off mid-practice, visibly frustrated, after attempting to fight through whatever discomfort he was feeling, that's not a small deal. That's not something you ignore, no matter how hard the PR team tries to spin it. There's also an emotional weight to this situation. The moment Tylan Wallace said they were keeping Lamar in our prayers, it stopped being just about a practice injury. It became about Lamar's presence, leadership, and health, both short and long term. No one says that for a minor ankle tweak. You say that when you're genuinely unsure what's going on or when you sense it's something bigger than what's being told publicly. And that's why the fans are demanding transparency. We understand the teams need to protect player privacy and control narratives. But we've also been through enough off-seasons full of speculation, half-truths, and sudden injury reveals to be skeptical. We've seen stars quietly battling through injuries only for it to be revealed after the season ends that they were never fully healthy. And for a player like Lamar, someone whose athleticism is the engine of the entire offense, there's no room for ambiguity. If his wrist is hurt, fans deserve to know. If it's just precautionary, show us he's back on the field. The longer Lamar stays off the practice field, the louder the doubts grow. Because preseason is wrapping up fast, and week 1 isn't some easy opener, it's a statement game. The Ravens need Lamar at 100%. Anything less than that raises serious questions about how prepared this team really is. And then there's the psychological aspect. Lamar himself is a competitor. We saw it in his reaction. He wanted to push through, tried to fight it, but couldn't continue. That visible frustration, that helmet slam, that doesn't come from a minor incident. It comes from a guy who knows he's not right and is angry about it. And if Lamar is frustrated, the fans should be paying attention. Yes, the official line is that he's fine. But when was the last time a team spokesperson told fans anything else right after a key player went down? You don't reveal too much. You keep it calm. You control the message. But in this case, that calm message is clashing hard with everything we've seen, heard, and felt since that moment in practice. From the vague statements to the odd reactions of teammates to the reports of poor throwing mechanics, nothing adds up neatly. So,